Love cooking with canned tomatoes? You might be surprised to learn what's hiding inside that can. Many popular brands use cans with chemical linings and BPA, which can slowly affect your health, especially if you're over 60. These hidden extras can lead to issues like indigestion, acid reflux, and even put stress on your kidneys and blood pressure. As a physician, I've seen patients struggle with these symptoms, not realizing their healthy canned tomatoes were the cause. But don't worry, the problem isn't the tomatoes, it's the packaging and processing. In this video, I'll reveal 6 safe and delicious canned tomato brands and point out to you should definitely avoid. My goal is to empower you to make smarter choices for your heart, digestion, and overall well-being. Stick around to learn how to shop smarter. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more health tips. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Healthy Path channel. Today, we're re-diving into the pantry to talk about a staple ingredient that's in almost every kitchen: canned tomatoes. But not all cans are created equal, especially when you're mindful of your health. We're going to compare 6 popular types of canned tomatoes to see which ones are the best, particularly for older adults who might be managing things like acid reflux, high blood pressure, or just want cleaner ingredients. Let's find out which brand deserves a spot in your cupboard. Let's start with a classic name that's been in American kitchens for generations: Contadina. If you've ever picked up a red can labeled Roma style or rich and thick, chances are you've used this brand before. It's been around for over a century, promising Italian-inspired flavor at a reasonable price. Now, I wouldn't call Contadina perfect, but among the sea of processed brands, it's a safe middle ground choice, and here's why. Contadina's canned tomatoes are known for their balanced acidity. They're not overly sweet like some cheaper brands that add sugar, and they're not so sour that they trigger heartburn or acid reflux, common complaint among older adults. This balance makes Contadina one of the better options for seniors with sensitive digestion or GERD. In terms of texture and taste, Contadina delivers a natural tomato flavor without the metallic aftertaste you often get from other mass-market brands. In blind taste tests, food reviewers consistently rank it above Hunt's, especially when used in pasta sauce or soup recipes. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. Contadina is owned by Del Monte Foods, one of the largest canning corporations in the US. Like many large food companies, they've faced criticism for BPA-lined cans. This is a concern because BPA, or bisphenol A, can leach into food and potentially disrupt hormone balance over time, particularly in seniors with slower metabolism and reduced kidney clearance. Here's a simple tip: if you want to minimize sodium and potential BPA exposure, go for Contadina's no salt added version and rinse the tomatoes under cold water before using. According to USDA data, this can reduce sodium by up to 25% without affecting the flavor. In short, Contadina may not be the farm-fresh Italian product its label suggests, but it's steady, reliable, and safe for everyday cooking. For seniors who enjoy making homemade sauces, soups, or stews, this brand strikes a good balance: flavorful, affordable, and gentle on your stomach. Next on our list is a name that doesn't rely on flashy marketing or fancy Italian words: Dei Fratelli, which means of the brothers in Italian. But this isn't a giant corporation trying to sound rustic. It's a family-run company based in Ohio that has been growing and canning tomatoes since 1923. As a doctor, I really appreciate when a food brand stays true to its roots. Literally, Dei Fratelli uses US-grown, Midwest tomatoes, not a mix of imported varieties. That matters because it reduces the risk of contamination and ensures the tomatoes reach your table faster and fresher. When you open a can of Dei Fratelli, the difference is immediate. You'll notice a fresh, clean tomato aroma, not that harsh metallic smell or acidic steam that many other brands give off. The taste is naturally sweet, balanced, and mild, making it perfect for seniors who need to avoid high-acid foods that trigger heartburn or reflux. Another big reason I recommend Dei Fratelli is their low-sodium option. A single can of a bargain brand of tomatoes can contain over 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's nearly 20% of your daily limit before you even add salt while cooking. Dei Fratelli trims that down, offering products that are much friendlier for people managing blood pressure, kidney issues, or fluid retention. In taste tests, Dei Fratelli often scores among the top US brands. Reviewers praise it for having no chemical aftertaste, no rubbery texture, and a natural tomato flavor that blends well in sauces, soups, and chili. Of course, no product is perfect. Some customers mention that the cans can dent easily, and that's something worth watching. Dents near the seams can allow bacteria to enter, which is a safety risk. The FDA advises avoiding any dented or bulging cans, regardless of the brand. Still, Dei Fratelli stands out as a trustworthy choice. Honest ingredients, mild acidity, and consistent flavor. For seniors who cook often, it's one of the few brands that won't overwhelm your digestion or blood pressure, and it helps you enjoy your meals without worry. Now we're moving from the heart of America to the heart of Italy, the home of the legendary San Marzano tomato. If you've ever wondered why restaurant pasta sauce tastes richer, smoother, and somehow more real than the kind you make at home, this is often the secret. Authentic D.O.P. San Marzano tomatoes. These are the kind grown in the volcanic soil near Mount Vesuvius and packed by trusted brands like Lafayette, Riga, and Alessia. D.O.P. stands for Denominazione di Origine Protetta, which is Italy's strict certification that ensures a product truly comes from its protected region. In simple terms, it's a quality guarantee. The same kind of legal protection that Champagne or Parmigiano Reggiano cheese enjoys in Europe. When you open a can of true San Marzano tomatoes, you can see and smell the difference immediately. The flesh is firm but tender, the color is a deep red, and the juice is thick and naturally sweet, not watery or metallic. There's no harsh acidity, meaning it's much gentler on digestion, especially for older adults who deal with reflux or stomach sensitivity. From a medical standpoint, this lower acidity and cleaner ingredient profile make a real difference for heart, kidney, and digestive health. Unlike cheaper US brands that often rely on calcium, chloride, or citric acid to preserve texture, D.O.P. tomatoes maintain firmness naturally, without artificial additives. That means less strain on your stomach and fewer triggers for inflammation or blood pressure spikes. Now, it's true that some counterfeit products have appeared in the US labeled San Marzano, even though they weren't grown in Italy. In fact, Italian authorities estimate that nearly 20% of so-called San Marzano cans sold abroad are fake. That's why I always recommend looking for the official D.O.P. seal on the label lit S, your best assurance that what's inside the can is authentic and safe. Yes, these cans cost a bit more from $3 to $5 instead of $1 or $2, but you're repaying for purity, flavor, and peace of mind. For older adults who love cooking, a few dollars more for a cleaner product is an investment in your health, not a luxury. So, if you want to elevate your home-cooked meals while keeping your digestion and heart health in check, brands like Lafayette, Riga, and Alessia are worth keeping in your pantry. They bring the taste of real tomatoes and a little bit of Italy into your kitchen, without the additives that so many domestic brands rely on. So, what's the verdict? For a budget-friendly, reliable option, Contadina's no-salted version is a solid choice. If you prioritize American-grown, low-sodium, and a fresh taste, Dei Fratelli is a fantastic family-owned brand. And if you want the absolute best flavor, texture, and gentlest option for your stomach, investing in authentic D.O.P. San Marzano tomatoes is well worth it. What's your go-to brand of canned tomatoes? Let me know in the comments below. We'll continue comparing the remaining 3 popular brands to see which one is best for your health, taste buds, and wallet. Let's get started. First up, an American classic that quietly earns its spot on the shelf. Red Pack. This brand doesn't bother with fancy packaging or imported names. It's all about being simple, honest, and dependable qualities that matter a lot when it comes to our food and health. Red Pack is made by Red Gold, a family-owned company in Indiana that's been canning tomatoes since World War II. What I love about them is their commitment to local farming. Unlike huge multinational brands that source tomatoes from all over the world, Red Gold works directly with Midwest farmers. This shorter supply chain means fresher tomatoes and better quality control. When you pop open a can of Red Pack, you'll see a deep red color, thick juice, and a clean tomato aroma. Not that metallic smell you sometimes get from cheaper brands. And it's not just me saying this. In blind taste tests by Epicurious and America's Test Kitchen, Red Pack consistently ranks near the top for both flavor and texture. Reviewers often call it bright, rich, and naturally sweet, just like real tomatoes should taste. From a health perspective, Red Pack is a fantastic choice, especially for seniors or anyone watching their sodium intake. They offer low sodium and even no salt added options. A standard can of generic tomatoes can pack 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's about 20% of your daily limit before you even add other ingredients. Red Pack cuts that number almost in half, which is a huge win for your heart health. Another key detail is that they use less calcium chloride, a firming agent that can give some canned tomatoes a rubbery texture and an overly acidic taste. This makes Red Pack's tomatoes feel more natural and much gentler on the stomach, which is great for anyone prone to acid reflux or digestive discomfort. I've recommended it to people who enjoy making soups or pasta sauces, and they often tell me it doesn't cause the bloating or burning they get from other brands. It's a small switch that can lead to noticeably better digestion. Of course, since it's a natural product, the flavor can vary slightly from harvest to harvest. Some cans might be a bit sweeter, others a bit milder, but that's the beauty of real food. So, if you're looking for an American-made, trustworthy, and budget-friendly brand, Red Pack is an excellent choice. Next, let's talk about the brand that helped make organic a household name, Muir Glen. If there's one brand that has truly earned the trust of health-conscious Americans, this is it. Unlike some brands that just slap a green label on for marketing, Muir Glen is strictly USDA organic certified. This means their tomatoes are grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or chemical fertilizers. For anyone managing health conditions or with chemical sensitivities, this makes a huge difference. When you open a can of Muir Glen, the first thing you'll notice is the clean, earthy tomato, scent like a summer garden. There's no metallic temps or sharp acidity. The texture is firm yet smooth, and it holds up beautifully in sauces and stews without turning into watery mush. From a medical perspective, Muir Glen is a big win. Their lower sodium options are safer for people on blood pressure medication. The lack of added preservatives or artificial acids means less irritation for your stomach and kidneys. Plus, organic tomatoes like Muir Glen's are packed with lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart health and cellular repair. According to the USDA, organic tomatoes can contain 30 to 40% more lycopene than conventionally grown ones. That's not just better taste, it's better protection for your body. Now, no product is perfect. Some people mention occasional dents in the cans or slight flavor variations depending on the harvest. But that's the trade-off with genuine organic farming. Nature isn't uniform, and that's what makes it real. I often tell my clients, your body doesn't need perfection, it needs purity, and that's exactly what Muir Glen delivers. You're getting food the way it's meant to be. If you regularly cook chili, pasta sauce, or tomato soup, keeping Muir Glen in your pantry is one of the easiest health upgrades you can make. It's a smart, clean choice for the body you depend on every day. And finally, we arrive at the gold standard of canned tomatoes, a brand trusted by chefs, dietitians, and home cooks alike. Cento Marzano. You've probably seen its bright yellow label in Italian restaurants or on your neighbor's pantry shelf. But what makes Cento so special isn't just tradition, it's authenticity and consistency. Cento's San Marzano line comes with D.O.P certification. This is a big deal. It means the tomatoes are grown exclusively in the volcanic soil of Campania, Italy, near Mount Vesuvius. This unique soil is rich in minerals and naturally low in acidity, which is why these tomatoes have a smooth, naturally sweet flavor that doesn't trigger reflux or stomach irritation. A huge plus for many people. Open a can, and the difference is immediate. The flesh is firm but tender, never mushy. The juice is thick and bright red, not watery. And the aroma is rich and earthy, a clear sign of freshness, not chemicals. From a health standpoint, Cento has several advantages. The sodium levels are significantly lower than generic brands, often almost half, which is great for anyone managing blood pressure or heart health. Cento also uses BPA-free can linings, reducing your exposure to chemicals. And there are no added preservatives or artificial acids, just pure, simple tomatoes and tomato juice. This means a bowl of pasta made with Cento isn't just comfort food, it's genuine nourishment. Tomatoes are rich in that heart-healthy antioxidant, lycopene, which studies have linked to reduced cardiovascular risk. So you're actually supporting your body while enjoying a delicious meal. One important tip, not every can labeled Cento is D.O.P certified. Look for the D.O.P seal and the product of Italy label to ensure you're getting the real deal. Yes, Cento costs a bit more, but think of it as a premium investment in your health, your digestion, and your meals. It's proof that real quality doesn't need additives, just integrity. So, when you're stocking your pantry, consider making Cento your go-to for sauces, soups, and stews. It's not just the gold standard of flavor, it's the gold standard of safety. That's our deep dive into 3 fantastic canned tomato brands. Each one offers something special, whether it's American-grown dependability, organic purity, or certified Italian authenticity. I hope this helps you make a more informed choice next time you're at the grocery store. Thanks so much for watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping into the kitchen to talk about a pantry staple, something you've probably seen 100 times, Hunt's tomato paste. For decades, it's been sold to us as all American and farm-fresh. But what if I told you that behind that familiar red label, there's a story that everyone, especially our seniors, or anyone with heart or kidney concerns, needs to hear? Let's rewind to 2019. Hunt's had to issue a massive FDA recall, pulling back more than 60,000 cases of tomato paste. Why? Because of defective can linings. When that lining fails, the acidic tomato paste can react with the metal, leading to spoilage, swelling, and even the growth of dangerous contaminants like mold or, in a worst-case scenario, the bacteria that causes botulism. For an older adult with a less robust immune system, that's not just an inconvenience, it's a serious health hazard. But it's not just about the recalls. Have you ever opened a can of Hunt's, and instead of that vibrant, fresh tomato smell, you get a flat, metallic, almost chemical odor? Or noticed the texture is watery, with a thin juice that looks more like rust than rich tomato pulp? You're not imagining it. In blind taste tests, Hunt's consistently lands near the bottom for both flavor and freshness. This often points to overprocessing and a lack of quality control over their ingredients. Now, let's talk about what's inside from a health perspective. Many varieties of Hunt's tomato paste pack around 480 to 500 milligrams of sodium in just a half-cup serving. For someone managing high blood pressure, that's nearly 1/3 of the daily sodium limit recommended by the American Heart Association. Think about it. One pot of chili or pasta sauce made with this could easily skyrocket your sodium intake, putting unnecessary strain on your heart, arteries, and kidneys. And what about that metallic aftertaste that so many people, especially my older patients, complain about? That bitter note isn't just unpleasant. It can be a red flag for chemical migration from the can lining, particularly if the can has been stored in a hot place or for too long. While Hunt's now claims to use BPA-free packaging, their history of recalls and inconsistent flavor suggests that manufacturing issues haven't gone away. So, here's the bottom line. Hunt's might seem like an affordable choice, but it's not what I'd call a safe budget option. You might save $1 at the checkout, but the hidden cost could be inflammation, elevated blood pressure, or digestive issues that build up over time. If you love cooking and want to make a positive change for your health, consider switching brands. Look for options like Cento, Muir Glen, or Redpack. These brands typically offer lower sodium, cleaner ingredients, and a much more consistent fresh flavor without that metallic bite or the risks associated with industrial shortcuts. Food should be about nourishing your body, not gambling with your health. When a brand has a track record that includes recalls for bacterial contamination, it's a warning sign we shouldn't ignore. You deserve tomatoes that taste like real food, not like something from a chemistry lab. Thanks for watching today. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And now, we've reached the most serious warning on this list. It's a reminder that sometimes, what's inside a can isn't just unhealthy, it can be truly dangerous. In 2025, the FDA issued an emergency nationwide recall for tomatoes packed under the names Williams Farms, Repack, and HNC Farms. The reason? Salmonella contamination. This is a bacterial infection that can cause severe gastrointestinal illness, dehydration, and for older adults, it can even lead to hospitalization. Now, unlike spoilage that you can smell or see, Salmonella is completely invisible. You won't notice it when you open the can. You can't smell it, and you certainly can't taste it. But once it gets inside your body, it can trigger symptoms like fever, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fatigue. For seniors, children, or anyone with a weakened immune system, these symptoms can become life-threatening. To put this risk into perspective, according to the CDC, every year in the US salmonella infects about 1.35 million people, sends 26,500 to the hospital, and tragically causes around 420 deaths, often from food sources that seemed perfectly safe. This particular recall affected thousands of cans distributed across multiple states. Many were sold in regular grocery stores, sometimes relabeled under different brand names. Consumers thought they were buying safe, regulated food, but what they actually brought home was a potential source of serious infection. For older adults, especially those managing conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or kidney issues, an infection like this can be devastating. Dehydration from vomiting and diarrhea can trigger dangerous electrolyte imbalances, cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, or even worsen existing heart conditions. So, how can you protect yourself? Here's what I advise my patients. First, always check recall alerts. You can visit fda.gov or foodsafety.gov to see the latest recall notices. Second, try to avoid buying generic or untraceable canned goods. Stick with brands that list clear sourcing and certifications, like Cento, Muir, Glen, or Red Pack. Third, always inspect your cans before opening them. If a can is swollen, dented near the seam, or leaks any fluid, do not use it. That's a major red flag for bacterial growth. And finally, store your canned foods in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight. Heat can speed up the breakdown of the can's lining and create a breeding ground for bacteria. Remember, a low price is never worth a trip to the hospital. You deserve food that is safe, transparent, and trustworthy, not products that gamble with your health. The recall of Williams Farms and HNC serves as a hard but important lesson. Even familiar grocery store products can fail when safety corners are cut. And for seniors, whose bodies are less able to fight off infection, every single can matters. So, before you grab that next bargain can of tomatoes, just pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this brand protecting my health, or is it just protecting its profits? Because one wrong choice can undo years of careful, healthy living. Choose quality, safety, and honesty. Your body will thank you for it every single day. If you've watched this far, remember, not all canned tomatoes are created equal. Some protect your heart and digestion, while others quietly harm them with sodium, chemicals, or even bacteria. The fix is simple. Read the labels. Skip products with added salt, citric acid, or calcium chloride. Choose BPA-free, low-sodium cans whenever possible, and give your tomatoes a quick rinse before cooking to wash away any extra salt. Support transparent brands that prioritize your health. Each meal is a chance to strengthen your body, not burden it. So the next time you open a can, choose wisely. You're not just cooking dinner, you're investing in your health and your longevity. If today's video helped you make smarter food choices, don't let it stop here. Your health journey continues, one meal, one label, and one decision at a time. Please subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based health advice tailored for seniors and their families. Like this video if you learned something new, and share it with a friend or a loved one. One small change in the grocery aisle could protect someone's life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay informed, and stay healthy.